Hey guys, this is John from US Dash Camera. Today got a review on a pretty unique dash camera. This is a mirror-based dash camera, but unlike most of them, it is an entire unit that replaces your existing mirror. So you don't just have some cheap thing slap on top of your existing mirror. Now this was made by AUTO-VOX, who did send this for review to me, and it's called, as the title says, the AUTO-VOX X1 PRO. Now they do have a regular X1 that does just clip onto your existing one, and it has the same rear camera too. But I'm not particularly a fan of stuff that looks tacked on like that, so I've never reviewed one. I've had offers for them and I've just turned them down. This is the first one I've seen that is built a whole unit like this that replaces your mirror. So this is a pretty pricey dash camera though. It is $320 on Amazon currently, and it's somewhat understandable. There's a lot more to this than just a typical dash camera, I'd say. So anyways, the box was pretty nondescript. It was all white, just said AUTO-VOX on it, and then in silver letters and the name of the camera. And I'm not sure if it was brand new when they sent it to me, but there's quite a few things here, so let's go one by one. This is the hardwiring kit. You can see there's going to be a ground, an ACC fuse, and then a battery fuse, so the camera will know when the car is on or off. This is the cable to the rear camera, and you can see here there's an extra cable. This will be connected to the rear brake light wire, so that way when you put your car into reverse, the front camera will suddenly get picture from the rear camera. So ideally you don't want that camera on all the time, which is why this will be wired to the rear brake light. And we do also have external GPS. Of course, this is the rear camera. I'm not too fond of this weird design. I'm not sure how they intended this to work. I'm likely just going to take this off and put this where my existing rear camera already is. This is just a piece that you can install above. You can see it'll go above the mirror, something like that, so you can hide the wires. I'm personally not gonna use it though. Did come with a microfiber cloth also, and a little hex wrench. So one thing I want to point out is this cable is pretty thick, so this might make installing it a little bit hard. So you'll want to check your car's headboard. Make sure you'll be able to fit this up inside the headboard. You can see here there's another piece. This is for the GPS. So if I can find it, you'll see this is just a little cap, and the GPS will connect to that. So you'll stick the GPS somewhere up on your windshield at the top. The micro SD card slot goes underneath the mirror, and that's all there is on the camera or mirror because it's touchscreen. So as I said, I'm installing this in my Prius, and this is the existing mirror. It was a little tricky to get off. I looked online how to remove it, but basically it sits like that. So I think a lot of mirrors use this kind of connection, and what I had to do is stick this screwdriver up inside, and then once I was able to push that down, then I could lift it up real easy. If you push that down, it's really easy to take off, so it shouldn't take much force. Now, AUTO-VOX also has these separate adapters. I'm not totally sure what they're all for, but apparently some cars do use different connectors for the mirrors. So you'll have to make sure you get the correct adapter for whatever your car uses. Luckily, I checked, the Prius does use the same kind of connection, so I won't need to use an adapter. Now my rear camera I ended up installing on the outside underneath the rear spoiler. So this is the screen when it's connected and on. You can see you can switch between the two views. Now here is the different options you have. Here's settings. Here you can see I don't have a memory card in it right now, but these are all the different options, such as lane departure warning system, the speed, driving mode. Driving mode will allow you to keep the rear camera on at all times. There's parking sensitivity, G sensor, volume, LCD brightness, sound recording, language, a lot of the typical options you would have in a dash camera. So it's pretty basic, but it has everything you need. Now when you put it into reverse, you'll see there are reverse lines, but you can also notice that the screen ratio is squished down, which is sort of annoying, but it still gets the job done. Now here you can see if you're using the reverse camera during driving, there's no lines, but for some reason it's really zoomed in, and I think that's intended for maybe if you install a camera at the top of your rear window, then it would possibly give a more lifelike view that your actual rear view mirror would give. Didn't really work out for my Prius though, so I didn't end up doing that. Now here you can see the actual footage. Now I did record in 1296p mode just to see how good it looked, and to be honest, I was sort of disappointed. It's nothing special, the video quality, especially considering this camera is over $300. But you are paying a premium for this special unique form factor, especially with the fact that it also acts as a reversing camera. Now you can see here the rear view quality is much poorer. It's only 720p. There's no option for 1080p, and it's very pixelated. Now I do like the fact that it's not some weird zoomed in version like when you're driving and looking at the mirror screen. So they do use the whole wide angle view in the recording, and it is recording whether you're driving or reversing, it does also have a parking mode, which I will talk about in a sec. Now the night quality, again, it's okay, nothing special. It's not terrible, but it's definitely less than average, I would say. Now you'll have to forgive my windshield is really dirty. I've been driving this my car for work, so I'm driving 800 miles a week, and it's really hard to keep the bugs off. But you know, the front video quality looks okay, but again, the rear video quality, especially at night, looks even worse. You're not going to be able to read license plates very well unless the car is right up on you pretty much and stopped. But again, this is sort of a hybrid product where you're paying for a 2-channel front and rear dash camera that also acts as a reversing camera that gives you a unique wide angle view while you're in reverse with those parking lines too. So unfortunately, you got to sacrifice some things sometimes to get everything all in one package. I don't know if a lot of people are going to be super excited about this, but I think there is a market for people that want something that's all in one like this. And currently I don't know of very many other products like this, so it's hard for me to say if this is better or worse than any other cameras with all of these features also. As I mentioned before, there is a parking mode. There you can see I was waving my hands. Now the parking mode is activated once the car is off, because it does have the 3-wire connection with a ground, ACC wire, and battery wire. Now unfortunately it's not buffered like a Blackview or ThinkWare camera, so the way the parking mode works is when it senses an impact, it'll start recording shortly after. And what I mean by shortly after is it does take 4 or 5 seconds before it starts recording. So if someone impacts you or hit and runs you in a parking lot, you're going to have to hope that they stop, react. Maybe they'll get out of the car, look at the damage, and then drive off. So that's the downside to these parking modes that aren't buffered. But at the same time, it's still there. It could still help you. So I like the fact that this feature is still here. Now, I wish we could have a dash camera like this with a whole mirror replacement that had buffered recording, but unfortunately I don't think there's anything like that as of now. So, well, you know, if you really want this form factor dash camera, your choices are very limited. Now again, overall, there's some things I like about this camera, such as the unique form factor and how it's sort of all-in-one design. I reviewed an AUTO-VOX reversing camera recently, the WR1, I believe it was called. And that one, you know, I installed a camera behind the license plate, and then it came with a little cheap LCD screen, and the LCD screen was on a suction cup mount, and it really wasn't very elegant. Now that's what this X1 Pro has going for it, is the whole form factor is much more elegant than 95% of the aftermarket reversing cameras I've seen. Plus, this is a 2-channel dash camera, so that is a big plus to it. I think I would say they hit their goal 90% here when it comes to form factor and having a nice design. But again, the video quality definitely suffers. A lot of people these days are going to expect much better video quality than this. So it's sort of a niche. It's sort of a niche market where you're going to have to accept the lower quality video if you want this really streamlined form factor with where the camera replaces your whole mirror. So overall, again, you know, I got mixed feelings about it, but I do think that there's people out there that would appreciate this product. So again, AUTO-VOX did send this out to me for review. Now I purchased the WR1 that I reviewed, and I think they saw that review, so that's probably why they asked if I wanted to review this one. But anyways, I'd like to thank them for sending this out. It's a unique, cool product. And as usual, I will provide links down in the description if you are interested in purchasing this. They will be affiliate links that do help support this channel, because I do try to buy products from time to time too when I can to review, because you know I don't always get them sent to me for review. So again, if you like this video or my other videos, though, I'd appreciate if you hit like and subscribe. And of course, as usual, drive safe. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.